I mean, even if you do, whatever. Sometimes I do. Are you going to tell me I've gone live? Yay, it's telling me I've gone live. Huzzah. Oh, they updated stuff. That's fun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, buddy. Oh, you're gonna make me regret having you here. Oh my goodness. Go. Drop A.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that bruise on the top of my shin is still really sore.
Okay, Ozmonster, come here. Come here. Come here. I need you to find some quiet. Can you do that? Can you do that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, come on, bounce. Go bounce. Come on, go bounce. Yeah? Do you need a blankie?
I always need a blankie. I'm a tiny dog.
Really does.
I'm a tiny southern dog.
Now you're cozy.
So,
Alright, cool. So we will see if anyone's gonna join. Sometimes Sundays are a little iffy if we change the day. What do you want to work on today?
what doesn't hurt?
Word. I'm thinking hips are probably going to be a thing because my hips are angry.
Yeah. My hips are always angry.
Yes.
My hips on the back are kind of like perpetually pissy.
Yeah. Same. Carrying around the little nugget makes my back hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She's not getting any lighter.
No, they don't.
Nope. I need to start like doing squats holding her like a kettlebell and do kettlebell swings. See if Alex is gonna jump on today. She's like my most consistent student.
Fashion theory.
Yeah. She used to come to my aerial classes and struggle bus the whole time, but awesome. Like persistent.
Everybody fights, nobody quits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the color I want to finish the kitchen floor.
It'll show less dirt.
Yes, and we'll need a fuck ton of polyurethane to seal it. He did the first sand, and of course it looks a million times better, but it hasn't changed since.
Yeah.
That was 2 months ago, and now there's like spatters and oil and cat vomit.
Because life.
Raw wood.
Ooh. Gotta sand it again.
It's gonna, yeah, we need to finish sand, and then we're gonna roll on the stain, and then 2 or 3 coats of poly.
Yeah, it'll need to happen like in a weekend.
Yeah, we
basically.
have to take everything out of the kitchen. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, weekend of takeout.
Yeah. I was like, we need to do this sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the weather, blah. And I'm like, then we set up fans. because
You can't control the weather, clearly by evidence of us being in the tiny little trailer instead of outside. Ugh, soggy summer.
Never mind hot girl summer, it's wet girl summer.
Bog witch summer.
Yes. I'm telling you, it's Helen.
No, it's the fact that we actually have something nice that we want to enjoy, and we're just stuck inside enjoying it the whole time.
Yes, trapped.
Got a couple minutes. I'm gonna see if anybody else pops up. Maybe I should like post to Facebook and say, "Hey guys, come join me. I am doing the thing."
Here we are.
Oh hey.
What? Hi. Oh, that's really cool. I want to redo the kitchen counters too. I would love to have an island, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Just because of the way the kitchen's laid out.
What's the rest of your handle after Crow Girl?
C.
Thought it was numbers.
C630. I don't know.
Whatever. Watch me care. I've definitely gotten to the point where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna stream when I can and I'm not gonna worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, there's Fashion Theory. Good morning. How are you doing, darling?
Yeah, it's Crow Girl 636.
Okay. What do you want to work on today? Crow Girl is saying lower back and hips, as you know, basically we always do, because it's what always hurts. Oh, are you giving me another viewer? I love you. You're the best. I should make Keith do that too, except I know that he's actually going to be on his phone the whole time. So. Doing okay. Hips and hamstrings. Yes, hamstrings. Oh my gosh.
Hamstrings.
I just started running this past week again, and oh my god, my hamstrings are angry. Alright, well, cool beans. Let's get started then, I guess. Let's come to a comfortable seat, whatever feels alright to start out. Hands can rest on the knees. That's not what I wanted. Roll the shoulders a couple of times, sitting up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders the other direction. Just squeeze them up towards the ears, and then relax them down. Let's take another deep breath in, squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, and relax them down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms, reach them all the way up. Palms can touch overhead if you like. And then exhale, float them back down. They can just float down to the floor. Inhale, growing a little bit taller. Let the eyes go up. And exhale, gentle float down to the floor. Again, up. Exhale. Just let the fingers rest on the floor next to your hips. And drop the chin down to the chest, stretching through the back of the neck. And take a few breaths here. Try not to hunch down into it as you're just bringing the chin down. And then slowly lift the chin up towards the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. We're going to bring the chin back down. Actively try to find that stretch on the back of the neck. And then up nice and slow. Stretch on the front. Come back to center and just drop the right ear to the right shoulder. You're going to feel a stretch, probably down through the collarbone, across to the shoulder. And take the chin down towards the shoulder, turning the head, looking towards your right fingers. Slowly work your way back up to center. And then left ear over to the left shoulder, holding here. Ooh, that side is tight. I can tell which side I carry my kid on. And turn the chin down towards the shoulder, looking towards the left fingers. Slowly work it back to center. Oof, wiggle it out, shake it out, loosey-goosey. You take the right hand and sit on it. Drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Feel that little extra stretch. You can even take your left hand up, play piano on the tight bits. Give it just a little gentle pressure, nothing too hard, nothing too intense. Oh, good Lord. And slowly come back to center. Switch sides. Left hand, sit on it. And drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. My head's like, no, we're not going to tilt at all. Right hand can come up, poking at things. Woo. And slowly release back to center. Alright, just let the hands rest on the knees. We're going to tuck the chin and slowly let yourself melt down as far as feels good to you. You're going to feel that stretch start to go down the back. The lower you go, the lower the stretch is going to go. And then slowly inhale and restack the spine. So you're just going to reverse melt all the way back up. Let's do that again. Tuck the chin very slowly, like you're just melting. The few dry days we've had have been hot enough to melt, so like that. Reverse it. Back up. And one more time. Tuck the chin. Melt it down. Reverse it back up. Ooh. Take the right hand behind, left hand across, gentle twist. Looking over the right shoulder, lengthening up and twisting just a little bit more. Slowly back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across, twist. All Ozzy needed was to be tucked in. And slowly back to center. And shake it out. Loosey-goosey. Switch whichever leg is in front or on top. Take the left hand behind, right hand across, gentle twist. You see this pile of blankets behind me? There's my dog mixed in there too. Actually, technically, it's my partner's dog. I do not claim him as my own. Fuzzy little asshole. Come back to center. Right hand behind, left hand across. Oh, come back to center. Shake it out. Now, from wherever you are, we're just going to take the right leg and extend it out. You want to try to keep your hips facing whatever is forward for you until you feel a stretch on the inner thigh. Oh, this is going to be so much fun for me. I can actually see what I'm doing to someone. It's great. It's been so long since that's happened. From here, just walk the hands forward a little bit. Try to keep the sit bones down on the floor and try to keep your right toes, I don't know if you guys can see them. Try to keep your right toes pointing up or even back a little bit as you come forward. This is going to get a nice stretch on the inner thigh. Deep breath in. Lengthen through the spine. Try not to collapse. And we'll come back up. You can shake out the right leg a little bit if you need to. Now this time I want you to actively let your toes roll in as you walk the hands forward, just wherever the foot goes to. And that's going to bring that stretch more towards the knee and towards the top of the thigh instead of as deep in the inner thigh. Somebody over here giggles when things hurt. That's fun. Oh man, I miss teaching in person. I'm really only ever a sadist when I'm teaching in person. Walk the hands back in and shake out the right leg. We're going to switch sides. So tuck the right leg in, bring the left leg out. Starting out, toes are pointing up, sit bones pressing down. Make sure your hips are still square forward, so you don't want to start twisting open towards the extended leg. Working on keeping the toes pointing up or even back. Walk the hands forward, spine long. Couple of breaths here. Inner thigh stretch. Depending on your structure, depending on how tight you are, your leg might be more in front of you than out to the side. It just really depends on you. Come back up and shake out the leg. And then we're just going to let the foot roll in as we come forward. You might go a little bit farther when you let the foot roll in. That's going to change the stretch a little bit. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly walk the hands back in. Bring the bottom of the feet together so that we're in a nice open butterfly pose. So the thing about stretching the hamstrings is there's more to it than just that one section. Because, you know, everything's connected. You want to get around the hamstrings to open up as well so that you can stretch the hamstrings. Lengthen up, hands to the ankles. You can just lean forward or even walk the hands forward. Make sure the sit bones are planted down, spine is long, and you're reaching forward with the heart, not the top of the head. Finding wherever your stretch feels all right. And then I want you to see if you can lift the knees up and press them down. They might not move far. It's okay. Just working into a little bit of strength while we're in the stretch. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the screen. My knees are not moving very far, but it's not a huge movement. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, walk the hands in, hands to the ankles. Let's take a big breath in, arch the back, eyes go up, and then exhale round like someone's pulling you backwards. Inhale, up, and exhale. The more you tuck your chin, the deeper the stretch. Inhale, up, exhale round. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, up, exhale round. Inhale, lengthen straight up and come back into a forward fold stretch here. Now, you might find a little bit more space. Warmed things up a little bit, worked into it. So reach your heart forward, try not to let your spine round. Back out of it just a little bit, lengthen the spine, and then go into it. There you are. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Just walk the hands over towards the right. Might not go very far. That's okay. Keep the left sit bone planted down into the floor. You might feel a little stretch in the lower back, right on the side. Back through center, still leading with the heart. Over to the left. Right sit bone stays planted down. And slowly back to center. Lengthen forward as far as you can, and then let yourself round over the legs. Coming down wherever your range is. Top of the head can reach for the feet. Softening down into it, making sure that your sit bones are still planted into the floor. Deep breath in. As you exhale, try to soften the body down a little more. And slowly walk the hands in. Coming back up. All right. If you have a strap, you might want it here. Maybe not. It's totally up to you. You can try it without. You can try it with. It's up to you. I'm going to turn to the side. And you're going to want to turn to the side. So I want you to bring your, actually let's start on the right. So take your left leg and you're going to cross it underneath your right so that you have a good base. You don't necessarily want it tucked in because you'll fall over. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit. Make sure you have a nice triangle to sit on. So we're going to walk the right foot in and try to get a hold of the ball of the foot, or take the strap, loop it around the foot. It's entirely up to you. And then just step your foot up to your ankle. Grab your strap maybe. Now, this is where the hamstring stretch comes in. We're going to try to float the heel up. Now this might be enough for you. This might be where you stop. But you can go and straighten until you get a hamstring stretch. Now, you might feel it in your calf, you might feel it in the back of your knee, and through the hamstring. I want you to find your best stretch. What I don't want you to do here is lean back into it. Try to keep the weight forward on both sit bones so your foot's going forward more than up. Now, hanging onto your strap, hanging onto your foot, wherever you are, I want you to actively try to flex the toes back towards your face. I really hope my microphone is picking up these sounds because it's freaking hilarious. Oh, I love you so much. Alright, slowly bend the knee. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, press it back out. Do that again. Bend the knee. Take a deep breath. Press it back out. One more time. Bend the knee. Take a deep breath. Press it back out. Now, very, very slowly, carefully, gently, featherly, set it back down. Featherly is a technical term. It is, I promise. You can release that. Straighten out both legs. Give them a shake. Give them a wiggle. Now guess what? You have two sides. Take the right leg. Create your base. Don't have the foot tucked in too far. Walk your left foot in. Loop your strap around or get a hold. Nice and strong. You can walk the foot up to your ankle. Float the heel off the floor. And then extend until you find your stretch. Your leg might not go completely straight, and that's perfectly okay. Starting out, you can really see it on my left. my leg is not straight. My knee is still bent. Because tight hamstrings, oh my God. Nice deep breath, sitting up tall. Make sure you're not leaning back into it. And try to flex the toes back towards your face. Woof. Bend the knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, press it back out. Bend the knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, press it back out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Very gently float yourself back down to the floor. And straighten out the legs. Give them a shake. Give them a wiggle. Okay? Now, we are going to bend the right foot in, bring it to the inner thigh of the right leg. Try to make sure your hips are squared towards your right leg. If you need to, extend both legs, square yourself up, and then without moving your sit bones, just pull your left leg in. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, start to come forward. You can walk the hands out. You can walk the hands down the leg. You can reach for the foot. You can grab that strap if you want to. But I want you to think about creating length and folding rather than rounding out. Take a second, point the toes, reach the heart forward, and then flex again. When you flex, notice how your quad activates. I want you to relax it. Point the toes, reach, fold, flex the toes, relax the leg. It's a lot to think about, I know. You can walk the hands farther forward. You can even press the palms down and draw yourself forward a little bit deeper into the stretch if you want. You don't have to. You can reach up, grab your toes, and draw them back a little bit farther. Get a deeper stretch that way. It's delightful, let me tell you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now, relax through the spine. Let it round. Let your head hang down if that feels all right. Letting the chin come to the chest is going to make it a deeper stretch. So just, if it's too much, don't let the head hang down. But also be aware, as you round, make sure you're not sitting back. Try to keep that position with the fold and just round over the leg there. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And slowly walk the hands in. Coming on up. Stretch out through the left leg and shake out the right leg. Woo! And then we'll switch sides. Draw the right foot in. Hips are square forward. Deep breath in, lengthen up. Keep that length as you walk the hands forward. Now, as you're walking forward, you might be clenching your quad and don't know it. So just make sure that's nice and relaxed as you come forward. Because if you're clenching it, you're not going to go as far. Spine is long. Heart is reaching forward. You can point the toes. Lengthen. Flex. Relax the thigh. Point the toes. Lengthen. Flex. Relax the thigh. Maybe pressing the palms down into the floor, drawing yourself forward into a slightly deeper stretch. Maybe using your hand. Yeah. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then slowly relax over the leg. Rounding through the spine, keeping everything forward. Letting the head come down. Nose is going in the vague direction of your knee. And slowly walk the hands in. Ooh. Straighten out the right leg. Give them a shake out. Oh man, aren't you glad you asked about doing hamstrings? Okay, let's work on the hips a little bit. So we're going to bend up the knees, bring the feet flat to the floor. Let's start by bringing the left leg underneath and out in front of you. So you want your shin to be parallel with the edge of your mat. Whether you're facing the short edge or the long edge, you want it out in front of you. Go away. I'm going to take the right ankle and try to bring it across your left knee. This is going to bring your knees generally in front of your hips. And then slowly start to try and stack the shins. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Now, if you have super tight hips, if your knee is up high, you can always bring the foot towards the inside edge of the knee. You can also just walk the hands back behind you, lean yourself back just a little bit to give you some space to work. If you feel any pressure on your knees at all, flex the feet. This helps activate and protect them. You want to protect the knees at all cost. So, just letting the shins start to relax down into a stacked position. This is our fire log pose, or sometimes called double pigeon. Sitting up nice and tall. Now I want you to take your right knee, we're going to lift it up and actively press it down with the strength of the hip, not your hand, strength of the hip. Lift it up and press it down. Lift and down. Don't forget to breathe. Lift and down. Now take your right hand, place it on top of your knee, and all that is a wall of resistance. You're not pushing down, you're just not letting your knee come up. Lift your knee and relax it down. Lift, relax, still not pushing down, press, relax, good. Now take the hand, bring it underneath the knee, and we're going to press the knee down with the strength of the hip and relax. Your right hand is resisting as much as you can. Press, you're going to feel that really deep inside the hip socket. Release. One more time, press, release. Whew. You can wiggle around a little bit, see how it feels. Now, try to let the shins stack a little bit more. See if you've got just a tiny bit more space. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take the right hand behind, left hand across. Very gentle, very careful twist. If you feel any twinging or any kind of bad pulling, stretching, anything like that, don't go as far. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come back to center. Left hand behind, right hand across. Twist. Back to center. Lengthen up and just see if you can hinge forward a little bit until you feel a little extra stretch in the hips. Right there. Probably more on the right than the left because of the top leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll slowly walk it back up to center. Lift the right leg up to unwind. You can always shake it out if you need to. Did you notice how much farther your right knee came down? Isn't that fun? Okay. Second side. Right leg underneath, lining it up with the edge of your mat. Clearly I'm not doing that because I'm all cattywampus on my mat, but I want you. Short end, long end, pick it. Left ankle tries to come over the knee. If your hip's tight, you can always bring it a little bit closer in, slowly softening down into a stacked position. Now the way your ankle is rolling up, be really careful of that. Try to get the side of your foot on the meaty part. Flex the feet. Yeah, I know. Flex the feet to protect the knees. Hands can always come behind, little lean back here, soften into it. Sitting up nice and tall, we lift. And press down. You're actively pushing down with the strength of the hip. Lift. It's like priming the pump to be able to get into that deeper range of motion. Lift. And press. One more time. Lift it up. Press it down. Left hand comes on top of the knee. It's a wall of resistance. Your knee is going to push up into your hand and relax. Press up and relax. Oh, left side, why? Press, relax. Hand comes underneath. We push the knee down into the hand and back it off. Hand is just resisting. Press. Back it off. Left side is angry today. Press. Back it off. Relax. And let the knees start to stack a little bit. You can lengthen up, maybe hinge forward just a teensy tiny bit. Feel that extra stretch in the hips. Boy. Come back up to that neutral spine. Right hand across, left hand behind. Find your gentle twist. My dog is melting off the couch. Back to center. Right hand behind, left hand across. And back to center. Gently, slowly, carefully lift the knee up. Set the foot down. Unwind. Give it a shake. Give it a wiggle. Woof. Grab some coffee or some water if you got it. We're going to sweep the legs around into a tabletop position. Alright, now we've just put all of that work into opening up the hips. Ooh, I can see your head. So we're going to do...
I can slide back further.
No, you're fine. As long as you don't mind your head being on the stream. I don't care. You can tell I'm very persnickety about how my stream looks. Yes, clearly. We're going to do some hip circles. So take the hips over to the right and back. Sweep around to the left and forward. Around. Clockwise. Yep, that's fun. Is that your knee?
Yeah.
Okay, shift where your legs are sitting and try again. We're going to reverse the circle. Anti-clockwise. Nope, you just have fun knees. Mine do that, they're just not that loud.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm on the floor.
Yeah. Back to center. Alright. I'm gonna walk back on my mat just a little bit. Meet me in downward dog so we can stretch out the backs of the legs a little bit, stretch out the shoulders a little bit, tuck the toes, nice and strong, lift up. You can lift the hips high, bend the knees, be high on the toes to start. You're pushing the floor away with the hands, and then soften the heels down towards the floor, and then maybe, possibly, maybe not, think about straightening the legs. If your legs are not straight, you are perfectly fine. We can all be a little bit awkward with the dogs. If you want to walk the dog here, bend one knee deeper and then the other. Nice and slow. Belly draws in. You're really sucking the navel to the spine. Ooh, getting into the hamstrings, the calves, the backs of the knees. Alright, come up high on both toes. And then soften both heels towards the floor. High up onto the toes. Soften the heels towards the floor. If you want a slightly deeper stretch, try to lift your toes off the floor. Heels up high. And soften them down. And then slowly bend the knees. Float them back down. You can bring them wide. Untuck the toes. Sit the hips back. Find a child's pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take a second. Take another breath. We're going to do downward dog again. Come back up to your tabletop position. So I want you to take your hands just a tiny bit wider. and then turn them out just the teeniest tiny bit so that your pointer fingers are going forward. You can really wrap through the upper arms. Yep. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, find your downward dog, and then step your feet in just a little bit. No, towards your hands.
Oh.
There you go. Soften the knees and let the heels float towards the floor. How does that feel? Good. All right. We can walk the dog again here, see how it feels, see how we're doing. Now walk your feet in towards each other. Big toes might touch, maybe not. Doesn't matter if they do or don't. You're just trying to shorten your base so you can have your balance. You can just pick your right foot up off the floor, or you can reach it up towards the sky in order to draw the knee into the chest and step it forward. Are you serious right now? Mosquito was just biting my thumb. What the hell? Lower the left knee down to the floor. What the fuck?
It's the sister of the one you killed earlier.
I shall avenge my family or die trying. Quiet. You can have your hands on blocks here if you need to. Drawing the hips forward and down. Oh my god. Just look down, it's hanging out. Good lord. Take a deep breath in, shift the hips back to release the stretch. That's it. Class is broken. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, soften forward. One more time. Inhale. Come back enough to release the stretch. Exhale, bring it forward. And then you can walk the hands up to the thighs, lifting up through the chest. Now, when you lift up through the chest, I don't want you to just arch the back. I want you to think about lifting up from the pelvis. You're going to feel a deeper stretch on the front of the left hip. If you feel balanced, if you feel strong, you can take the arms and stretch them up, drawing the thumbs into the space behind you, lifting up through the heart. Now, don't just collapse into this stretch. That way lies injury. I want you to think about pulling the right foot back and pulling the left knee forward so that you're active. You can soften down a little bit at a time until you find where your best stretch is. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Press the hips back. We're going to straighten the front leg and then just reach the hands forward down towards the floor. Now here, if you need to, you can walk the fingers in, lengthen up, and fold. We're looking for a fold, not a round. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now on our next inhale, we're going to rock the weight forward, bringing the fingers down, tuck the back toes, lifting the knee, and then see if you can take one big push and step your left foot up to your right. If you need to, other direction, if you need to, take a couple of little steps. So now we're in a forward fold position. Beautiful. Feet are about hip-width distance apart. You can have them closer if you want. You can have them farther if you want. Let the head hang down. We're going to try to get a little stretch on the lower back here. So if you want to, you can bend the knees, let everything relax down, and then try to lift the hips up a little higher. You can do that a couple of times. Soften the knees, relax, ragdoll over your legs, and then think about going in a vaguely straight direction. I know straight is hard, but we're heading in that direction for these purposes. Let the head hang down. Maybe find a gentle shake no with the head. Gentle nod. Yes. And soften the knees again. Ragdoll over the legs. And then try to lift the hips a little higher. Now, if you want, you can take your right hand, reach for your left elbow, left hand to right elbow. Hanging down, maybe finding a gentle side-to-side sway, or rocking the weight from heel to toe very carefully. Do not fall on your head, please.
But notice as you're moving, is your body tensing up somewhere? See if you can actively relax. Let your body sink into the stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release the hands down. Take an inhale, halfway lift. You can keep the fingertips on the floor or bring them to the shins, lengthening out through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs again. Inhale, halfway lift. Let that movement start at the base of the spine, traveling out to the top of the head. And then float it down. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All right, now that step forward that we did a second ago, we're going to reverse that. Pick up the left foot. Slowly step it back as far as you can. Plant your hands and try to step your right foot back to meet it. Finding your downward dog. And give it a little bit of a walk if you want. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly bend both knees. Bring them down to the floor. You can take them wide if you like. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Melt into the floor. Do that one more time. Deep breath in. And out. Come back up. Bring the knees back in. Tuck the toes. Meet me in downward dog. Lift the heels up nice and high. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight. And soften towards the floor. Lift the heels up high. Soften. One more time. And down. And then walk the feet in together. We're going to float the left foot off the floor. You can just pick it up a couple of inches or take it as high as you can. Knee into the chest. Step it forward. Lower the right knee down. Adjust as needed into your stretch. Hey, no mosquito this time. Cool. So busy laughing last time, I don't remember what all I did. I'm fine. It's fine. Inhale, bring the weight back. Exhale, soften forward. Good Lord. Inhale back. Exhale, soften forward. So you can try tucking the back toes and see if that helps. If it's not a painful pop, if it's just a noisy pop,
It's just noisy.
Yeah, that's fine. Bring it forward one more time. And let's walk the hands up to the thigh. Finding that left heel draw back, right knee pull forward engagement so that you can soften into the stretch safely, not just collapsing. If you did on the other side, take the hands up. Trying to lift from the pelvis, not just arching the back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, start to straighten the front leg and slowly reach the hands down. Lengthening through the spine, reaching the heart towards the toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Alright, so now you know which direction we're going. See if you can make it a slightly more smooth transition. Where we come forward, plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift up, big step. Finding your forward fold. Now go ahead and try to keep the feet hip width distance here. Head's relaxing down. You can bend the knees and straighten, or going vaguely straight a couple of times just to kind of open up the backs of the legs a little more. And then trying to keep your feet right where they are, I'm going to walk both hands over to the outside edge of the right foot. If you can walk back towards your heel, more is the better. You're going to feel that all down the right leg. If you want to make it even more exciting, start to lean towards the left a little. You're welcome. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk the hands very slowly back through center. And then over to the left. Reaching back towards the heel if you can. Just going to the side of the foot is also good. Maybe leaning towards the right. Deep breath in. And bring it back to center. Now we're going to take the hands, walk them beside your feet, and then try to reach your fingers back behind your heels so your hands are facing backwards. So your thumbs are pointing out, your palms are facing forward, and you're just trying to stretch the fingers back as much as you can, relaxing the head down. If you can't get very far behind your feet, that's okay. Right behind your feet is good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now, just take your hands from where they are and bring them to the back of your ankles. Trying to draw your elbows behind the calves as well. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now, if you want a slightly deeper stretch for this next breath, you can bring the weight forward into the toes just a little bit. It does not take much. Deep breath in. Feel it all the way up the hamstrings to the hips. Deep breath out. We'll slowly release the hands down to the floor. Now, we're going to take one big step back with the right foot, so float it up. Step it all the way back. Left foot goes back to meet it. Downward facing dog. One more time here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You can walk the dog if it feels good. And then lower the knees down. You can take them wide. Child's pose. Sit the hips back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we were just hanging upside down for a moment, so you can walk the hands in. Come up to sit. Let your body re-regulate. If you've got any kind of swirly, wirbly feeling, that's perfectly normal from hanging upside down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Alright. Come forward into your tabletop position again. Set yourself up. Hands right underneath the shoulders. We're going to drop the elbows right where your palms were. Here, you have options. You can either try to keep your hands the same distance apart, or keep your arms parallel. You can bring the hands together and make a triangle with your fingers, or you can interlace your fingers. If you interlace your fingers into a fist, I don't know if you can see this here, you want to take that bottom pinky and stack it next to your other pinky. You don't want to have just the one finger on the bottom. You want to stack it so it's nice and smooth. So, whichever option you want with your hands, you are going to tuck your toes.
I hate you so much.
Press your palms, press your fist down into the floor. Arms are active. So we're going to start right here. I want you to act like you're about to lift yourself up. You're pressing the hands down so that your arms are squeezing. Neck is in a neutral position. I don't want you looking forward. I don't want you dropping it down. Everything's nice and strong. When you feel ready, you can either lift up and keep the knees bent, just reaching the chest for the thighs, or you can start to straighten the legs, softening the heels towards the floor into your dolphin pose. Neck is neutral. It might be hanging down a little bit here, but it's not collapsing towards the floor. Hands are still pressing down. chest is reaching towards the thighs or towards the toes, depending on how you're feeling. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly bend the knees and come down straight into a child's pose. Keep your hands right where they are. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Again. Dolphin pose is great for strengthening and opening the shoulders in a range of motion that they're not really used to, but is very important. Let's come back up onto the elbows. Tuck the toes, meet me in dolphin. You can keep the knees bent as much as you need to. You can stay high on the heels as much as you need to. We're focusing on the shoulders. We've opened up the legs quite a bit here so that we can kind of just ignore them in this pose and work on the shoulders, the chest, press the hands down, everything strong, and reaching the hips up for the ceiling. Slowly start to bend the knees, float them back down to the floor, find your child's pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Walk your hands in. You can come up to sit back on the heels or in just a comfortable position. Whatever works for you. All right, after that lovely shoulder opener, we're going to take the right arm, reach it up, bend at the elbow, bring the fingertips towards the back. Now you can take the left hand, find your right elbow. If you have to tuck your chin down to get a hold of it, then we might not be going that far today. That's okay. Chest is lifting, chin is level. If you want a deeper stretch here, just tilt towards the left. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come on back. Release the left hand and the right arm, float them down gently. Woo! Take the left arm, stretch it up. Bend, fingertips to the back. Chest is lifted, chin is level, right hand comes up to the elbow. Oh, even my shoulders are angry about that. Tilting towards the right. Find a deeper stretch. Slowly back to center, float it down. Beautiful. Take the arms, reach them out wide, open up through the chest. We're going to cross the right arm underneath the left, cross at the elbows, bend, backs of the hands towards one another, or you can try to get the fingers to the palm. Do not grab your thumb. Elbows are drawing down towards the belly, spine is long. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now if you want, you can try lifting the elbows up in line with the shoulders, drawing the hands away from the face. Slightly deeper stretch here. Oh, gently release, reach the arms wide. Left arm underneath. Cross at the elbows, bend backs of the hands towards one another, or maybe fingertips to the palm. Elbows draw down. If you did on the other side, try to lift the elbows up to the shoulder height and draw the hands away from the face. Slowly unwind, reach the arms wide. And soften down. Try to interlace the fingers behind you. Pull the fist towards the floor, lift up through the heart. If you can try to press the fist away from the back. And then if you like, you can also tuck the chin and slowly round down, letting the hands go up just as high as they're able as you round forward. Slowly bring it back up. Ooh, good times. Slowly unwind the hands. Relax, gentle. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Roll the shoulders forward a couple of times. Let's take the right arm, reach it out, palm facing up. You're going to draw it across the body and then try to hook your left arm on your forearm below your elbow. Shoulders relax away from the ears. If you want a little deeper stretch, you can flex the hand, fingers go towards the floor, palm out. How you doing over there? And slowly release. Left hand reaches out, palm facing up. Bring it across. Try to hook the arm below the elbow on the forearm. You don't want to be right on your elbow. And if you can get above your elbow, Lord love you, because I cannot. Just make sure you're not putting pressure directly on your elbow. You can flex the hand for a slightly deeper stretch. Gently release it. Ooh, wiggle it out, loosey-goosey. Oh my goodness. All right. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll take a few deep breaths to finish out. You can close the eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Take a big breath in. You can make it a noisy breath out. Again, big inhale. Relax the face. Exhale. One last breath. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Sealing in your practice. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Namaste. Oh, not bad for a rainy Sunday. And of course, it has not rained this entire hour, so we could have been outside, but, you know, technology and rain don't really mix, so whatever. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the classes. If you would like to support me, the best way you can do so is to share this channel, share my Facebook page, share videos from my YouTube, invite your friends, share the event when I make them each week, and just help me build this community. If you would like to support me in a more monetary way, I do have a link to a virtual tip jar in the About Me section on Twitch and on the event page on Facebook. There is also a Patreon that is... It has to do with my yoga, but now it's more about just my life in general as a yoga teaching, crafty, professional fairy mother. So if you have any interest in becoming a patron, you can absolutely go check that out. There's also a link to that in my About Me section and on the Facebook event. And one other way that you can support me and spoil me a little bit is I have my Amazon wish list in both of those same locations. So best way you can help me out is to share everything and help me build the community, get more people doing yoga with us. Yeah, Fashion Cheers, so thanks for a great class as always. You're so welcome, darling. I'm glad you could make it. Heart your face. Yeah, I think that's it. Next week, I will be back home and not here at the trailer, so that'll be a pretty normal class. And then the following week, there will not be yoga because my kid's bonus grandmother's getting married, so we're gonna be doing that all day. I might maybe possibly do it on Sunday again if I'm feeling up to it by the end of the week. So we'll see. We'll see. Next week is at home. Following week, maybe not. I don't know. Follow the Facebook page so you get the notifications. You know what's going on. And yeah, invite people to like the Facebook page. Invite people to class. And I think that's it. And I'm going to stop rambling now. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.